I'm standing here with Will Law from Akamai, who just had a really good presentation about low latency and the current challenges. How was it on stage?
Oh, it's fine. I'm losing my voice after a month of talking, so I was hoping to get through it. But it's fun. I enjoy the subject, and it's the right crowd, so it was a good time for me.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. And you're talking about the low latency initiatives that we have today. It's basically three, and they are different, but they also have some commonalities, which you very good explained. And you are a good driver in taking the initiative to make these three different approaches come into one. And I know there's been a meeting a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago where the industry, together with Apple and all this, were sitting down together and talked about this. Can you tell us anything about what was said on that meeting?
Yeah, certainly. So, I mean, actually, I organized the first meeting back in August of this year after Denver's Mile High Video. It was just a smaller group, 20 people or so, but we got Apple to come out and participate because they've always been by themselves and they haven't been a large part of the community. But they were following the success of that meeting, we decided to organize a second one following the Demuxed conference. And then Apple said, hey, we'll host it at our new Apple Park. And in the end, we had 44 people come, and it's the largest outside meeting that's ever been held inside Apple Park, which was quite interesting. That took place October 25th, and it was very positive. All the minutes are online, so I'm being very open about this. Nothing secret was discussed. And we looked at HLS, we looked at some of the issues that I talked about in the talk today. Apple acknowledged them, and they're really working towards a solution. Apple's trying to make something that's relevant and useful in the industry and sets a base for HLS going forward. And there was good feedback and very positive feedback from the community. And one of the action items from that call is myself and some other people are working towards establishing some type of industry group around HLS. There's a lot of talking to be done about what is the best structure. So it's not going to happen this month or next, but I think over the next 6 months we'll see something arise that will enable community participation in HLS development going forward.
Is there any meeting planned to follow this up?
We haven't set a date for the next one, no, other than committing that there will be a next one. I'd say sometime between now and NAB or around the NAB timeframe, which is April 2020, would be realistic.
So it will most likely be in the US, do you think?
It may be in the US. I'm a fan of meeting. Obviously, there's worldwide appeal. The Dash Industry Forum, our next meeting is in Istanbul in June. So we certainly like to get around. And I would think that anything we do here needs to be a global initiative. We can't just have meetings in Silicon Valley all the time. It's easy to do that, but it doesn't make it right. But then the guys in Asia want a meeting too, and so we need to balance it. But that's part of all the organization that has to happen. So I'm not sure where the next one is, but certainly the intent from mine is that we have a global representation and participation in whatever is created.
It is actually quite interesting. I had a discussion with someone before here who thought your talk was a little bit eye-opening because that person's perspective was that low latency, isn't that something that's already been solved? I thought that we were over this now, and now it's sort of back again.
I don't think it's solved. It depends what your definition of low latency is. If you were at 45 seconds and you want to get to 12 seconds, that is solved. Okay, use shorter segments. And it's stable, it works on CDNs, advertising works, DRM works, captioning works, you can use it. But we're really talking about thresholds in the 2 to 3.5 second range. And that has a lot more technical difficulty in making work over the general internet with existing devices. So low latency is not a solved problem at all.
All right, thank you very much, Will, for coming here to Stockholm and having a great presentation. Hope you have a good stay.
Thanks for the invitation. Cheers.